Hello, this is Guy. Welcome. This subject is about Shia religion. Warning: the contents of this channel you are about to listen to reveals a crucial secret of your life. You should listen to it attentively, for it concerns a subject that is liable to make fundamental changes in your outlook on the material world. Bismillah, let's get started. As-salamu alaykum. Shiism is a Yahudi religion. The Shia should know that they are being controlled by the Yahud. Your so-called Ayatollahs are Yahudi Kabbalist rabbis. Here's a hadith. Listen to this one, it may shock you. The Messenger of Allah said, "Be different from the Yahud, Kabbalist Jews, for they don't perform salah in their sandals." Sunan Abu Dawud. Ayatollah Khomeini was asked about performing salah with shoes on. Ayatollah says, if it prevents the big toe from touching the ground, it is forbidden except in the salah of fear. Listen to this hadith. The Messenger of Allah said, "May Allah kill the Yahudis, for they took the graves of their prophets as masjid." Sahih Bukhari. Salafists say it is forbidden to build mosque on top of graves because of this hadith. Those who were successful in their matter said, "Let us build over them a masjid." Quran Surah Cave. You can build a masjid over a grave. Masjid means place of prostration. Sufis and Shias see their holy people's grave as sacred. Listen to this hadith. It was narrated from Abu Sa'id that the Prophet Muhammad forbade building structures, tombstones, over graves. Sunan Ibn Majah. The Shia have made tombstone as masjid, and masjid means a place of prostration. These are moon temples, not masjids. There are many mosques in Saudi Arabia that are built on top of graveyards. Salafi are trying to destroy them in Medina. Prophet Muhammad forbade graves and tombstone as shrines. The Sunni Muslims say it's okay to build mosque over graveyards, but Salafists don't accept this. Salafis are offshoot of Hanbali Sufis. 1/6 of Hanbalis were Sufis. The Asharis say Salafis ain't Hanbalis or Sunni Muslims. The way the Asharis go hard on Salafis and Hanbalis is ridiculous. The Asharis used to be average Muslim. The average Sunni Muslim used to be a Ashari. The original Ashari and Maturidi were closer to the truth. Listen to this hadith. Aisha hated that one should keep his hands on his flanks while performing salah. She said that this is what the Yahud did. Sahih Bukhari. The Shia, Sufi and the Khawarij were founded by a Yahud. Many Shia deny the fact that Ibn Saba existed. Don't pray salah with the Khawarij in their mosque. Allah forbids us from performing salah in fake mosque, and the Prophet said the Khawarij are enemies. Listen to this hadith. The Messenger of Allah Pbuh said, "I was not commanded to build high mosque." Ibn Abbas said, "You will certainly adorn them, fake mosque, moon temples, as the Yahud and the Nasara did." Sunan Abu Dawud. Mosque have become like palaces. Fearful face. Ancient Sunni mosque. Masjid Abu Bakr Siddiq. Simple yet beautiful masjid. Open mouth smile. Ibn Hajar was a scholar of the Asharis. Every time the Khawarij appear, Prophet Muhammad said, "You must fight them." Listen to this hadith, it may shock you. Abu Umama said, "The Khawarij are the worst of the slain who are killed under heaven, and the best of the slain are those who were killed by them." Sunan Ibn Majah. Here's another hadith. Those Khawarij are the dogs of hell. They were Muslims but they became disbelievers. Sunan Ibn Majah. Here's another hadith. I said, "O Abu Umama, is that your opinion?" He said, "Rather, I heard bit from the Messenger of Allah." Sunan Ibn Majah. It is forbidden to ally with pro-Saudi Salafists, just like the 12 Imami Shias. The Batini Sufi and Shia are the same face with a different mask. Listen to this hadith. The Messenger of Allah said, "The people will remain up on goodness so long as they hasten to break the fast." Hasten to break the fast, for the Yahud delay it. Sunan Ibn Majah. Indeed, Sunnis have been infiltrated by Shias. Both Sunnis and Shia hasten to break the fast during Ramadan. Sunnis fast 15 minutes longer than Shias. The four madhab from Iraq were influenced by Shias. Abu Hanifa was grafted into Sunnism. He refused and was tortured to death in Baghdad prison. Listen to this hadith narrated Anas bin Malik. The Prophet killed a Yahudi because he had killed a girl in order to take her ornaments. Sahih Bukhari. Here's some Jewish books. Listen carefully. Listen to this Kabbalist source. The people of the earth are idolaters, and it has been written about them. Let them be wiped off the face of the earth. Zohar 125a Kabbalist source. Even the best of the Goyim, non-Jews, should be killed. Avodah Zarah 26 Tosafot. It gets more interesting. Slaughter old men, the young man and woman, as well as the children. Old Testament Ezekiel 9:6. Listen to what Sufis and Shias believe. The Shias and Sufis believe in Taqlid, blind following. They are blind following Kabbalist rabbis. Shia religious leaders allowed the killing of civilians. In the 1970s and 1980s, before Al-Qaeda and ISIS, Iranian Shia were the bad guys dressed in black. Listen to what Prophet Muhammad said. The Messenger of Allah said, "Go in Allah's name, trusting in Allah, and adhering to the deen of the Messenger of Allah. Do not kill a decrepit old man, or a young infant, or a child or a woman. Do not be dishonest about booty, but collect your spoils, do right and act well, for Allah loves those who do well." Abu Dawood Jihad 90. Nailu I Ortar 7246. Listen to this hadith. 70,000 in Arabic means unlimited numbers. Remember, numbers go to infinity. There is more Yahud than you think. Listen to this hadith. Dajjal will be accompanied by 70,000 Yahudi, all of them carrying a decorated sword and wearing a green shawl. Sunan ibn Majah. The Shia have a special sword they claim to be of Ali ibn Abu Talib. The Shia sword is in fact a Jewish sword. Listen to this hadith. The Messenger of Allah said, Dajjal will be followed by 70,000 Yahudi from Isfahan who will be wearing a green Persian shawl. Sahih Muslim. The Shias always wear a green shawl, including the leaders and the black Shias. The Prophet Muhammad described the followers of the Dajjal as Shia. Batini Sufis pretend to be Ash'ari, they are Shia in disguise. The Saudis and the Iranian Batini Sufi are same with a different mask. The Yahudi brought Sufism closer to the Sunnah. If you're not a Sufi, then you're a Sufi. If you're not a Sufi, you're a Wahhabi. If you're a Sunni, you can only be a Sufi or Wahhabi. Tawheed, the oneness of Allah, typically refers to the monotheistic creed of Islam. For the Sufis, it refers to this mystical union with Allah. To the Sufis, mystical union is known as Hulul, or the incarnation of Allah in the human body. Remember, the notorious Sufi al-Hallaj declared himself to be Allah. Here's a secret for you. Listen to this puzzle. Let's see if you can work it in your minds. Here it goes. The reason why they combine the sayings of the real Jesus with the fake Jesus, and now they call it the Synoptic Gospels, which means the one-eyed Gospels. And they combined the sayings of the real Jesus with the fake Jesus. That's why they did it. It's their ideology. Satan and God must unite together. The same thing they did with Islam when the Abbasids came to power. They tried to do it before using the Khawarij and the Shia. The Abbasid kingdom, they combined the true hadith with the fake hadiths. Just like real saying of Jesus mixed with fake sayings of Jesus. Fake Jesus is the Antichrist. Some people are just total Satanists. They just want to completely distort Islam. Like the Khawarij and Saudis who write Allah name in the form of a snake. The Saudi have now changed the Hajj ritual to prevent Muslims from stoning the god Osiris. In Islam, the obelisk is the symbol of Satan. We used to stone it during Hajj. There is no difference between the chest-beating Shia and Salafi. Both sect are worshipping Osiris. The actual Khawarij, they wanted to completely distort Islam like the Rafida Shias. When the Abbasid came to power, they tried to mix Sunni and Shia together. That's why we don't have the original Sunni books anymore. The Abbasids destroyed the original Sunni books, such as the Book of Saif ibn Umar, which was a proper real Sunni book. The Hadith books that we have today are a mixture of Sunni and Shia beliefs. Many people don't know this. That's why Shia can quote so many things from Sunni books to prove their point, because it's a mixture of Shia and Sunni. Listen to this interesting subject. Imam Tabari narrated from Saif ibn Umar that there was a false prophet living in Yemen at the same time as the Prophet Muhammad. The false prophet from Yemen, Ras al-Aswad, died a day before Prophet Muhammad. Ras al-Aswad, the fake prophet from Yemen, and Prophet Muhammad died at the same time. Satan imitates the fitra. There was a fake prophet and the real prophet. The fake prophet was copying the real prophet. Fake Jesus is Dajjal, a lie. The Shayateen, they wanted to replace the real Jesus with fake Jesus. They mixed the words of Prophet Muhammad with Ras al-Aswad. The Yahud wanted to combine the fake Jesus with the real Jesus. The Catholic priest wear a Jewish hat, because they are Yahudi. The Catholic Church is controlled by the Yahudi. The only person who narrates that there was a false prophet, same time as Prophet Muhammad, called Ras al-Aswad, was Saif ibn Umar. His books were censored. No hadith books or scholars mentioned Ras al-Aswad, except Saif ibn Umar and Imam Tabari. I'm one of the few who are talking about it, trying to revive the true deen of Allah. Saif ibn Umar books was older than history books and hadith books that we have today. Saif ibn Umar book was original history of Islam. Why did the Abbasids censor the Saif ibn Umar books? Have a good think about it. A lot of the hadith we have in our books today are actually not the sayings of Prophet Muhammad. They are the narrations of Ras al-Aswad spread by Ibn Saba the Yahud. Where did the first Shia appear from? Have a guess. Yemen. Where did Abdullah ibn Saba and his followers come from? Have a guess. Yemen. Ibn Saba was pretending to the Muslim, but he actually was secretly following Ras al-Aswad, the false prophet. Ibn Saba was a follower of Ras al-Aswad. Ibn Saba the Yahud was a Satanist. Ibn Saba came from Yemen. He combined together the religion of Ras al-Aswad with Prophet Muhammad and Islam. Ali noticed the infiltration of Ibn Saba the Jew from Yemen. May Allah's curse be upon him. Ali expelled Ibn Saba to Iraq. When Ibn Saba, the so-called Shia of Ali, got exposed by Ali, Ibn Saba created the Kawari sect, the total opposite. The Shia have done same thing today in Syria, the Nusra Front. That's what Ibn Saba did, just like the Nusra Front in Syria, created a fake opposition to Shiism known as the Khawarij. Listen to what Saif ibn Umar said about Ras al-Aswad. According to Saif ibn Umar, this false prophet Ras al-Aswad, who lived in Yemen, he was a soothsayer. If you see a dodgy prophecy in a hadith or Islamic book that's not accurate, it could be from this guy, Ras al-Aswad. Soothsayer prophecies are not accurate. Don't you see the Shia are waiting for a Mahdi and Sunnis are lost waiting for a Mahdi because it's fake news from Ras al-Aswad. The Shia say fate can be altered. They don't believe in divine decree of Allah. Shia don't believe in fate, just like the Illuminati. Shia say fate doesn't exist. Shia and Sufis say fate simply means that you can't do things that are impossible. Shia meaning of fate, you can't fly without wings. Prophet Muhammad said the followers of the Dajjal do not believe in fate, and refers to them as Shia or Dajjal. Listen to this hadith in Sunan ibn Majah. It says, they are those who deny fate. I know that the Yahud will follow the Dajjal. The Yahud of Iran, Khorasan will all follow Dajjal. As-salamu alaykum.